Hey there, it's Chris McClure from Lead Life Big. I just wanted to take a few minutes and give you some book recommendations of some books I've just recently read. I'm a big reader, and I realize that a lot of people aren't, or you may want to read, but you just aren't sure which books to pick up that might be helpful to you. And so I always like to recommend books to people and just share what I've been learning and what's been impacting to me. And so I thought, I'll shoot a quick video. And there's three books that have really stuck out to me in the last few months. One I just finished late last night that I wanted to share with you. The first one is called Rest by Alex Soojung Kim Pang. Make sure you look up his name in there if you're on Amazon, because I think there's some other options out there for rest. But this one says why you get more done when you work less. We live in a very fast-paced society, don't we? And I know I'm probably the worst offender of a lot of people, where it's like I'm a type A, get it done guy. I just want to get stuff happening, and so a lot of times I don't rest well. I mean, I go to sleep at night and I sleep a decent amount at night, but I don't allow myself to rest very well throughout each day. And so this book really challenged my thinking, and I believe it'll challenge yours as well. Our American culture especially says work longer, work harder, work faster. The studies, the research, I mean, this is a very intensive research-based book. And the results are we really are only capable of working at our peak for about 4 hours each day. And so compare that to what we end up doing. We press for at least 8, sometimes 10, 12-hour plus days. And we're not as effective as we think. And that's part of the problem, is we just don't rest. We don't give ourselves the mental break to give the clarity that we need. So if you are one like me, or you just want to look into this a little bit more about how to rest better so you can be more effective, I highly recommend that one. The next book I want to share with you followed that one. When I was finished with Rest, I was introduced to this one called Essentialism. And Essentialism was a powerful book to me, because another struggle I have is saying yes to too much. And I love to help people. I love to get things done. So I've said yes to way too many things in my life at different times. And so Essentialism basically says you can't do that. The subtitle is The Disciplined Pursuit of Less. And if you think about that, that's not very American either. That doesn't fit our society. We're about more. We're about bigger. We're about expansion. And Greg McKeown, who wrote this book, says no. The premise behind the book is less but better. Do less but better. One of the first things that he said in here that really hit me hard was on page 2. if that tells you how powerful this book was for me. I love the whole book, but page 2, he was sharing the story of a fellow that had sold his company to another company, and he was debating on whether to retire and step aside or continue on, and he was burned out. But somebody told him, stay, but do what you would do as a consultant and nothing else. You see, this man was trying to do everything. And he said, take a consultant's view of what they would do when they come into a company. See, consultants don't come into a company and do everything for the company and the people. They guide, they direct. They may do a few tasks, but it's very limited. And so this fellow in this story that he was sharing about him started doing that, and his life, his productivity, the company, everything got better. And so I highly recommend this. And there's so many nuggets in this that I really can't do it justice to even try to tell you right now how great of a book this is. I've referred to it multiple times, talked to it with many people, and have really been trying to implement some of the principles in Essentialism. And then the last one, the one I just finished last night that I thought is a powerful book. The first two are more personal, I would say. You can apply them organizationally for sure, but they're very personal. You can do them as an individual. This next one is really about organizational management and leadership. It's called Team of Teams by General Stanley McChrystal. And this book is powerful. The premise behind this is it's the story of how the United States military had to adapt in the war on terror in the Middle East after 9/11 happened. They realized they went into that war trying to fight terrorism with a 1900s mindset. In a way, a military was built, top-down structure. And they realized that they were not being successful against Al-Qaeda because of that. Al-Qaeda was a network of terror cells. And as they started to map this out on their whiteboard, trying to track down people, they realized we can't cut the head off the snake because it's a network of people all over the country, all over the region. And if you get rid of one person, others just rise up in their place. They're all so well networked. And so the bottom line is that they had to shift our military's thinking and strategy about how do we lead our organization in order to combat the evil that we're facing in this world. And so this book is phenomenal. If you lead teams at all, whether it's a small team or whether you're the business owner and or organizational leader, this book is a must read in my opinion. It will change everything for you because it moves everything from a top-down hierarchy that limits and has a bottleneck to an empowered culture where you are as the leader trying to foster an environment of communication and connection and networking so that everybody can have an awareness of the general direction of your organization and then do their jobs in conjunction with that and with each other. It takes away the silos. It takes away all the barriers that are often present in a lot of organizations. So once again, I can't do this justice. I would highly recommend you pick up this book. I heard about it once this summer, heard about it a second time and said, okay, I've heard about it twice from people I respect. I've got to pick it up. So those are just 3 books. Rest by Alex Soojung Kim Pang, Essentialism by Greg McKeown, and then Team of Teams by General Stanley McChrystal. And, I realized as I was finishing this book last night that I wanted to share these with you and look for more book reviews because I'm an avid reader, like I said, but I really want to help you discern and determine what books might be very valuable to you. The next book it looks like I'm going to start reading is also by Alex Soojung Kim Pang called The Distraction Addiction. And, I've heard it from multiple mentors and people that the most successful people as we move into our future are those who can limit their distractions because we are in such a hyper-connected, hyper-distracted world. So I look forward to reading that and getting a review out to you so you can see if it's something you want to read. So take care. I look forward to connecting with you next time.